Hi everyone! So we're in the middle of a blizzard type situation. I have the day off from work, so I thought I would do some baking. Of all the Christmas cookies I made, my favorite were the almond meal thumbprint cookies. Those were awesome. So I've had it in my mind that I want to try to bake a fat-free version of those. And I thought, wow, when I'm doing well enough on my diet and I'm making progress, I'll bake these cookies as a treat, as a reward. I'm not doing well on my diet. Not at all. Not at all. Look at this big, fat, round, happy face. No, I'm not wasting away. Oh, no. No. No, no, no. I don't deserve treats. However, we're just going to go ahead and do some fat-free baking today. So, when you're making a cake or muffins and you want them fat-free, you replace the fat with applesauce. When you're doing cookies, you replace the fat with prune puree. So first, let's make some prune puree. Why am I having trouble saying prune puree? Prune puree. Alrighty, we have all sorts of interesting ingredients here. We're going to try to make these healthy. Healthy yet delicious. So we're opening up our bag of prunes from ShopRite. Yummy, yummy prunes. I'm going to put about a half a cup of prunes in here, in this measuring cup. And I am going to add a little bit of water, and I'm going to pop that into the microwave. And we are basically trying to stew the prunes in the water to soften them up. And then I'm going to use my immersion blender to blend it all up and make the puree. I was just thinking possibly you could use prune baby food for this purpose, except that I think it probably has too much water added to it. Did you know prunes have more potassium than bananas? Oh yeah. There are many, many health benefits of prunes. Alright, I added just a little bit of water. I can always add more, but I don't want them to get too diluted and watery from the get-go. Alright, so I'm going to pop these in the microwave for, I don't know, 3 minutes. We'll see. They smell very pruny. This is what we're looking like after about 3 minutes, almost 3 minutes in the microwave. I'm going to add a tiny bit more water, and then I'm going to puree them with the immersion blender. Alright, prune friends, here we go. Prunes splatter scary. Ah! I don't want to splatter hot prune water up in my face. This might work better in your enclosed system like a NutriBullet. I just didn't want all the puree to get mushed into the blades, but they're going to get mushed into the blades of this. And this seems dangerous now. Okay, just be careful that you don't splatter yourself with hot prune water. Make sure you're using pitted prunes, needless to say. And you just want to have enough water that you can puree it without it getting too wet. The prune puree is replacing your rounded third cup of shortening or coconut oil, or whatever you're using as your fat. Alright, so our prune puree is going into our bowl. I suppose you could do this with other dried fruits, like maybe dried apricots. Stew them and puree them, but I think they would be quite a bit more expensive. I am pretty much making this up as I go along. I have baked fat-free cookies in the past with prune puree, but I haven't done this particular recipe in the past. Alrighty, to this I can't say it. To this prune puree, we will add some vanilla. Now, the recipe originally called for 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. So, what are we going to do about that? If we want this to be a healthier treat as a reward for doing well on our diet, which I have not been doing, we don't really want to add sugar to it. If you want to make this kind of a healthier, natural kind of cookie, I think you would want to sweeten with maple syrup or honey. I think I'm just going to go ahead and use the baking Splenda, because then I can eat these and pretend that I'm not completely and utterly cheating on my diet. So, alright, so 3 tablespoons of the baking Splenda. Alright, so we'll just mix our Splenda into the prunes. If we find that this batter is too dry and stiff, we can always add a little bit of water. Alrighty, then we're putting in our 2 generous cups of almond flour. So nuts have their own natural fat. That's the only fat that's going to be in these cookies. Not to say that that's not a substantial amount of fat, but it's just the fat that's natural to the nuts. And as nuts go, almonds are one of your lower fatty fat, lower calorie nut friends. So we'll just mix this together as best we can. Hopefully it will all incorporate with our pruniness. And we'll just add a little water if we need to. Alrighty, that worked pretty well. We're going to add half a teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I probably should have put that in ahead of time, but it's coming in now. I'm going to put some chia seeds in just for fun and excitement, and I don't know, because it makes me think that they're healthier. Alright, I really probably didn't even need to mush it around that much. I could tell it was well mixed, but it's such an interesting feeling dough that I was just kind of enjoying playing in it there for a second. Alright, so what you do to shape your cookie, keeping in mind these are not going to spread and smush together, so you can fit a lot of them on a pan. So take your little blob of dough, you want to cup it in your hand, exert a little pressure from the outside so it doesn't come apart, because remember there's no fat here giving it pliability. So you just jam your thumb in and you make your little cookie shape. You put it on your little parchment lined cookie tray. When I made these cookies at Christmas time, I filled some with strawberry jam, and I filled some with Nutella. And today I was going to just do jam, but I mentioned that to the kids, and they kind of were more in favor of doing them all with Nutella. So I said, okay, I'll do some with Nutella for you. I had some homemade strawberry jam that would have been perfect for this, except that I finished it yesterday at work with my oat cakes. So, what I have, jammy jam wise, is this attractive concoction. This is homemade grape jam, but it's made with green grapes, not purple ones. And that's why it has that attractive color. It actually tastes really good. It's quite sweet, but it is kind of a weird brownish greenish color. These are going to bake at 375 for 8 to 12 minutes. They're not that attractive, but I do have pretty high hopes for deliciousness and clearly healthier than your average cookie. Okay, 10 minutes have gone by and here they are. They're definitely darker in color than the version I made at Christmas time because, of course, the prune puree is darker than shortening. Remember those cookies I made at Christmas that you loved? The almond meal thumbprint cookies? And you said
they were like, wow, that's amazing.
The best cookie you ever had. All right, so do you want to be a taste tester of this variety of said type cookie? That is a Nutella filled. I will go with the jam filled. It's not exactly the same. I'm not going to tell you what's different. Just I bit my lip. They are a little bit different. I like mine, but I wish I had strawberry jam instead of this grape jam that I made. It needs the tartness and the pizzowie of strawberry.
How honest would you like me to be?
You don't like it?
I didn't say I didn't like it. I like it a lot. This is not what you made the last time.
No, it's not.
There's something magical about what you made last time.
Well, I hear you. I see you. What I get that you're saying is these are good, but not as good as the original variety.
Yes.
Well, that's to be expected. Why? I'll tell you. Alright, so what's different about these cookies is this is a healthier version. This is a fat-free version.
Much healthier? Or
This
just
is-
a little bit healthier?
This is a much healthier version. Much healthier.
I'm going to go back to the others.
I know. If you could have no cookie at all, or you could have a healthy cookie, wouldn't you want a healthy one? You'd probably say no. If I can't have the one I like, I won't have any at all because I'm a petulant, picky baby. That's what you would say, right?
Correct.
I would say if I can't have any cookie, I'm going for the health cookie, if that's my only option. All right, instead of the fat, the shortening, or the coconut oil, or whatever fatty fat you tend to use as your base for your batter for cookies, this has prune puree. So imagine how healthy that is.
I don't need prunes. I never in my life needed
No, but there's more to prunes than the bathroom aspect of prunes. I know you don't need them.
Okay.
Oh my god, are you laughing? You're so immature.
I never needed prunes.
They don't taste pruny. They taste different from having full fat, full sugar, but they don't taste like prunes. By the way,
No.
you are supposed to be on a cardiac diet,
I am.
right? Yeah, but you're. So what you're saying is you're not going to come back and eat any of these throughout the day. Like I don't expect to see any missing.
Correct.
Because you don't like them. You're going to eat
I
no
didn't say
more
I
of
don't
these.
like them.
You don't
I do like them.
You don't like them enough to choose these over the cookies you've hidden in different spots around the house.
Yes.
That's fine. Because the kids like the ones with the Nutella, and I like the ones with the
I know.
jam.
Like
You
what?
came down twice last night and had peanut butter sandwiches?
No, once for a peanut butter sandwich, then followed up by milk, and then the second time to go to the bathroom, followed up by milk.
Oh, God. Frugal Daddy's going in for the hug. I know.
I'm just trying to get warm.
How much life insurance do we have on you?
Mommy.
Not nearly enough.